Ladies and gentlemen, this is KPI Pro Tip number 11. My name's Glen, Carlson. You ask the questions and I do my very best to answer them. This question is from Mike Reed and Adam Cox. Mike, obviously, is my right hand running the company here in Australia, and Adam is one of our KPIs in the UK. So the question is around delegation. And really, the concept of delegation comes to what are your core competencies? What are you great at? What do you love to do? Versus what do you suck at? What are you really bad at? And what do you not like doing? It plays back to episode number 9, where I talked about understanding your highest values. It's my assertion that your capacity to create new value, your capacity to unlock your creativity, drive, and enthusiasm is maximized at the intersection of your two highest values. That's the first, at a philosophical level, you want to know what that is. Coming down a little bit more tactically, we've got 25 team in 10 time zones around the world. We use a great app called Get Flow, which is a task and delegation management app. It's awesome. The way we started doing it, or the way I started doing it, is I got a big long list of every single thing that I had to do in my business, all the way through the high value stuff, pitching, publishing, creating products, raising profile, doing that, all the way through to the minutia, the finicky stuff, websites needing to get tweaked, copy needing to be done, editing needing to happen, podcasts needing to be, cut up and organized, all that, half written this, half edited that, all that kind of stuff, big long list of everything. And then we ask the question, all right, once everyone's got all their lists out, we ask the question, if we all had to just focus on 3 things for the next 3 months, we're not allowed to focus on anything other than those 3 things, but if we did those 3 things and we did them really well, we would be successful and the business would be successful. So we do that exercise as a whole team. It's an exercise in priorities. It's an exercise in finding the force multipliers. What's the 80-20 rule? Well, if we just do that stuff, everything else can go by the wayside and we'll get the result. Because so often in business, especially as a founder with so much going on, you end up getting stuck in the thick of thin things. So that's a really powerful exercise in working out what you should be focusing on and what everyone else should be focusing on. And here's the entrepreneur's bet. If you're not willing to make this bet with yourself, just get out of business. It's not going to work for you. If you take that big long list of everything you've got to do and you look at that top, let's say 20%, which is going to include those top 3 high value activities and a few other bits and pieces, odds are it's going to have to do with all of the 5 Ps or combinations of. In interviewing thousands of people now, the most successful entrepreneurs are the ones that just focus on the 5 Ps, pitching, publishing, creating products, raising their profile and doing partnerships and delegating everything else. Now, the entrepreneur's bet is that you can create more value by focusing your time and energy on those top 20% than it costs you to delegate everything else, leaving a surplus, which is profit, and away we go. That's business. So here's the thing. I bet you that if you got that big long list, 80% of everything on that list, 80% of all of the stuff that isn't really in your high value activity stuff would cost you less than $30 an hour to delegate, right? You jump on Elance, or you jump on Upwork, or you jump on any of these sites that are aggregating freelancers all around the world, and I put it to you that blog that isn't up because it just needs a bit of tweaking, $15 on someone that's charging you $30 an hour would just get it done, and it could go up. Getting that audio tweaked, getting that brochure finished, getting your bookkeeping in order, all this functional stuff that you suck at, you could delegate for $30 an hour. But here's the thing, I also know that a lot of you are just doing all that stuff, right? And you're caught and you're busy and you're stressed and you're feeling overworked. But here's the thing, let's say your value is $100 an hour. Let's just say your value is $100 an hour. And let's say you're doing work that you could delegate for $30 an hour. Let's think about what that means, because it essentially means you're paying, the opportunity cost here of you not focusing on your core competencies is you are paying $70 an hour to do shit you don't like, you're not good at, and keeping you away from the high value activities. So you're paying to do stuff you don't like. Stop it. The first things to delegate, which was Adam's question, the first thing I delegate is my email and my calendar. Because it's finicky, it's fiddly, you get caught in rabbit holes. Amanda is like my savior. I could not operate without Amanda organizing my calendar, organizing my diary. It lets me focus on the high value activities. What I delegate next is everything from that list. I highly recommend, as you start to do it yourself, you'll find someone who's your audio engineer, you'll find someone who's your video engineer, but then you want to find someone like a virtual executive assistant or someone that's great at project management that can then manage all of the people that you've delegated all that work to. So you only need to manage one relationship and they can manage the rest. I fundamentally believe that some of the three most important skills of business, in business, your ability to sell, your ability to delegate, and your ability to get resourceful, to not get caught up in the illusion of limited resources. Get those things right, master that delegation, you're going to get out of your own way, you're going to focus on creating massive value, and you're going to blow the hell up. So ladies and gentlemen, focus on the 5 Ps, focus on your high value activities, delegate everything else. You heard it here first. Please leave your questions. I love your questions there. This is the coolest thing. Loving the feedback and the interaction from the community. Have a good weekend.